Okay, my brand should be good, but it isn't. I graduated from top 10 law school, but not getting into big law firm as a summer associate job. I started off as a smaller market as a summer associate and returned to graduation only to lose my job a few months in when the firm cut my practice area. I went to a bigger firm that specialized in labor and employment, and then I lost my job again just 6 months in when a partner threw me under the bus. I'm not ready to give up working in a law firm, but it's been a rocky start. Working on getting barred in a nearby state. I want to get back on the horse, but I feel very discouraged and damaged. What do you recommend? Okay, it's a couple points. You're 26, maybe you're 27 years old. You can run for president at the age of Biden or president at 81 or whatever he is, President 81. So I've placed attorneys in their late 80s. You're 27, you have 55 years left in your career. So at least 55 plus years. Let's say 55 plus. That's pretty long time. So once you get started in your labor employment or whatever you want to do, it sounds like that's what you want to do, then you'll be just fine. You can make plenty of mistakes. If you make them for 10 years, you're still going to have 30 years left or 40 or whatever years left in your career. So you're fine. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. And as a matter of fact, you actually might be in pretty good shape because a lot of people go into labor employment at big firms and then they don't advance. A lot of them do, but a lot of them don't. And they have to start on the ground floor like you are. So here's some options you have, which you can do. You can make a lot of money doing. You learn how to do it. You have defense. And it sounds like you want to learn from a larger firm, which is fine. That's what you want to do. Large firms typically the largest firms do class action defense. There's a lot of money defense. And smaller firms defend small employers, whatever. But I want to get back to your brand. So you do not need to go to another market to get a job. You don't need to worry about whatever's happened to you so far because you have a long career. It doesn't matter that you went to a top 10 law school. All that says is that you're smart. It doesn't mean that you know how to market yourself. It doesn't mean that you're a failure because you didn't get a job in a big firm like everyone did. You're not damaged goods. You need to not worry about any of this stuff and just start working. I don't care what market you're in. Let's see, you said you start off in a smaller market and then returned after graduation only to lose your job a few months into the firm after they cut your practice area. That's fine. So let's say Google, I have no idea where you are, but let's say you're in San Antonio. Go here and you'll see all of these different firms doing this work. They just go on and on. You do not. And just because these aren't Littler Mendelssohn or Jackson Lewis doesn't mean any of these are bad places to work. Look at how many there are. And San Antonio, by the way, is not a huge market by any stretch of the imagination. You have all of these places where you could possibly work that say they do. I don't know if they all do, but there's plenty of places to apply to in every freaking market. It doesn't matter. There's lots of places. None of these places are getting applicants or people just showing. And then you have all these lists. You have super lawyers, you have fine law, you have BCG, you have expertise, you've got Justia, and then you've got the Tully Ricky, which is actually a pretty good firm. And you've got all these places just showing up on these search results. Look at all these places. You are not damaged goods. You can get a position. Look at this BCG. I love this stuff. You can get a position in tons of places without having to really worry about it. You have so many opportunities where it doesn't matter where you are. The last thing in the freaking world you need to do is go to another state. You want a bigger firm? That's fine, but that doesn't mean that a big firm's going to hire you. They'll hire you once you go someplace and get 3 or 4 years of experience and show some stability, but you need to get in the door. All that means is you need to start somewhere small. By the way, we looked at some attorneys earlier from these small firms. They went to Yale, they go to top law schools, and they're good people to teach you. But another thing too, I just want everyone to understand, when you go to a smaller firm, you get to watch like how that person or those people generate business and how they survive. You get to learn how to service certain types of clients. You learn a business that you can repeat and do yourself if you want, or you just become very qualified in that area of the law and you move up later. There's an interesting thing too that happens, and this is just so everyone understands how it works when you're trying to market yourself and move to bigger firms and move up. Patent attorneys. So patent attorneys are fine. So patent attorneys, and this is related to you, but this is related to moving up. So patent attorneys typically do not have great grades in college because they're taking these in college and graduate great college grades because there's these parkours and they're majoring in these engineering things. I don't know. They often don't. Then they work as engineers and don't while going part-time or whatever, while going to law school because they make good money. And they often do not do well in law school that great. Their first jobs are not with big firms, because they won't hire them with their grades. And why do they have not great grades? Because they're also working as engineers. They're making $150,000 a year. So the first job, not with large firms. And then what happens is almost invariably, after they get a few years of experience, they are suddenly marketable. They pass the patent bar and everything. And then they get hired by big firms. You do not need to start your career with a big firm. After you get out and you get experience, you can do anything. I've seen corporate attorneys working at 5-person law firms in the suburbs of New Jersey get positions at these incredible law firms after getting a couple years of experience, assuming that they're doing something marketable. But no one that comes out and thinks their brand is tainted, your brand will not happen for years. If I was you, I would get all in on labor and employment. I would go to conferences. I would write articles. I would start a podcast. I don't know, but that's what I would do, because then you will have a brand and you'll look like someone that's gung ho compared to someone that's just doing this work and not really that into it.